Om Shanti. So,
Oh, Shanti.
very warm welcome from all of us here at Lake County, Illinois, and happy Diwali.
Thank you, Ben. Happy Diwali to everyone.
So, I know we have about 45 minutes. So, today's topic is experiencing relationships with Baba. We have a few students here too, so I'm just going to move the camera. But thank you, sister, for coming.
Thank you. So lovely Murli today, you just heard. I'm speaking in English, right? Yeah, yeah. And Baba talked a lot about Lakshmi. And so this morning after the Murli, we were discussing what what are the different forms of Lakshmi? Because Lakshmi, okay, we say is wealth, but it's wealth of many things, right? Wisdom is wealth, and blessings is wealth, and having time is wealth, and having good fortune, like good fortune of having a good body, having the energy, having the mental capacity, all this is also Lakshmi. So think today about when Baba says, invoke Lakshmi, it's not just the goddess Lakshmi, but it's also this idea that when you have Lakshmi, you have everything. You are wealthy, complete, full, perfect in everything. So, yes, there's been a lot of talk about Diwali and lighting the light. And of course, Baba is that eternal light. He's the only light with which we can really light our light. Imagine if Baba was not in our life, how different our life would be. And so, knowing that Baba's there, it's like having that security all the time that my light can never be extinguished because Baba is always there. So, yes, I have a lovely topic given by you today, which is all relationships with Baba. And of course, growing up in the knowledge, it wasn't always that easy to have all relationships with Baba because as you go through different phases of your life, you want a different relationship. And growing up, I was very attached to my mother, my Lokik mother. And so wherever she went, I went. And of course, when she was not there, I felt the pain, the heartache. So I realized how bad attachment was through that very, intimate relationship with my mom. And then, of course, as Baba started to come more and more into my life, then I started to get attached to Baba. Now, is it attachment or is it is it natural? Is it natural to want to be with Baba? Because normally we don't say it's attachment because attachment always has this negative connotation. But definitely it was a wonderful feeling to know that Baba is always there. And I've always felt that actually, even though sometimes I might have, got upset with Baba because things didn't go the way I wanted them to go in my drama. But at the back of my mind, I knew that, Baba's there, he's watching, he's waiting, he's guiding. And that has always been a very comforting feeling. So let's start with a few, as I said, like let's say, for example, mother relationship, father relationship. So, given that I had a very close relationship with my mother, there wasn't really a need to have Baba as my mother. And my father's great. He's there, he's still there, he's alive, and he provided for us and everything. But, he didn't give the soul what it needed when the soul was growing up. So, of course, when I started to see the father in Shiv Baba, then I just started to feel like, I don't know how to put it, but it was just a very natural, like a sponge to water. It was like just being there in front of Baba. Baba was providing, or let's say filling in the soul exactly what the soul needed. And you can't really put it into words. You can't say it was love, or it was care, or it was security, or it was guidance or mentoring. You can't really pinpoint, but inside there is just this feeling of knowing that Baba, the Father, is with me. And I think this is the result of all relationships with Baba. I think that's one thing we have to underline is, I don't think it's just about having each and every relationship, but it's the comfort of knowing that Baba is there, however, in whatever shape and form. But anytime I need, something in terms of, as I said, guidance or help, then Baba is there. See, let me say, why is it that we need to have different relationships? Because these are different facets of my life. I mean, these are different feelings in the soul. And because the soul has a variety of virtues in the soul, the soul, right? Each one of us as a soul has to express these virtues into our life. And we do that by having different relationships with different people. Like, for example, that you would not act the same with your colleagues at work as you would act with your parents. Or even you would not act with your friends outside of the house as, you might act with your brothers and sisters. So each relationship also brings out something from within us. And so the reason to have all relationships with Baba is so that I can, pull from within me all my different qualities, all my different virtues. Because if, say, for example, if Baba is the father, then that makes me Baba's child. Okay? And then Baba says sometimes you make Baba your child. So that makes me now the mature adult. So each time I'm having a certain relationship with Baba, I'm having to be the other relationship, means the child and the father, let's say. And so it's emerging in me those different qualifications. And this is why it's important to not just experience Baba's love and care in all these forms, but for me to also emerge the beauty of the virtues that I have in the soul. Right? So say, for example, now I am not a mother, right? I didn't have children. So what does that mean? That I can't experience the qualities of a mother? No, I can experience, right? As Baba said, you make Baba the child. And so these qualifications of the mother emerge from within me. So this is very important, right? Why we need to experience. And yes, I'm not saying it's easy. It hasn't been always easy for me, but I think after all these years, because I have been making the effort, I can say that I have experienced a number of different relationships with Baba, but then you keep coming back to the ones that are your favorite. And so, of course, father is my favorite, and a friend is my favorite. So these are a couple of the relationships that I stick to. Let me also mention that, every time Baba says, connect with him, right? Even today, Baba said, forget the body and just remember Baba. So think about it. Every time Baba says, connect with him, it means that I have to renounce. It's like I have to give up, right? All these connections with everything, not just people, but say my money, with my house, with my car, whatever. I have to give up my attachment to those things in order for me to connect with Baba, even though it's temporary. But I have to do that. So the more I connect with Baba, then the more I detach from these things. So Baba's actually making us do this practice of detachment. He's saying, remember me. So what's another way of saying, forget all these things is remember me. Okay, like let's say, for example, I ask you, take your finger and just focus on this finger. Yeah, just focus like this in front of you. Okay. So when I say focus on this finger, then you automatically turn your focus away from everything else. But if I told you, turn your focus away from everything else, you couldn't do that, right? We couldn't do that. It would be difficult. So Baba says, focus on this. So same thing, Baba says, focus on me. Remember me and me alone, right? Man manabhav. And in that way, Baba's making us have this practice of detaching, of separating from everything around us. And not only that, but when Baba says, remember me, Baba is the highest vibrating frequency in the universe or in the three worlds. Yeah, I repeat that. Baba is the highest vibrating frequency in the three worlds. And so when Baba says to connect with him, what he's meaning is to connect with that highest vibrating frequency. So if I connect with this very high vibrating frequency, I'm going to begin to vibrate the same. Okay? If you keep thinking about mundane things, yes, your bank account, or the difficulty in your relationships, or the struggles that you have physically, aches and pains, etc. The more we are stuck in the matter and the problems of this world, the more we lose our power. But the more we connect with Baba, the more we take that power. And not only that, actually, let me tell you, there's this, we're actually in the process of moving to another place. So I'm spending some time trying to repair that place. And there's this one soul, the son of one of the students, and he's having a little hard time. So I said to her, let him come and let him serve there, let him be around and just help, with bits and pieces. And so he's been coming for a week now, every day, few hours. And today I was dropping him and he said, I really feel some force in Baba's new house. He doesn't have any knowledge. He's going through a little depression. But he said, I really feel some force in Baba's house. Now, this is a soul who doesn't have any knowledge. His mother is following, he knows nothing. He just, is told, come and help. So he's coming to help. But he is feeling the power. And actually, it's not even a running center yet. It's just a building that we're repairing. So where is he feeling this force? It's from all the Brahmins that are around him, right? So the more we connect with Baba, the more we stay in touch with Baba, then we carry that energy with us. And as we carry that energy, as we take from Baba this high vibrating frequency, then we begin to vibrate on Baba's frequency. That's why Baba says, of course, again and again, like, come to me, because we lose that vibration. And then we have to charge again. Then we lose it, and then we have to charge again. And I noticed really, because even today, because of Diwali, I woke up at 2:30. And really the early morning vibration is the best vibration. I mean, 4 o'clock is okay. 4 o'clock we should be doing anyway. But when Baba says make extra effort, the extra effort is to wake up a bit earlier. The extra effort is to study more. The extra effort is to churn more, to serve more. So yeah, just try waking up a little earlier than you do. And I really notice that the days that I wake up early and I sit, right, for like 1.5, 2 hours, I do feel a difference in my vibration. It's like you just have that extra, break, like ability to break and pause and, not say something, not think something. Like you just have that extra power to take those steps that you need to take. And so this is the power that we're getting as we're connecting with Baba. And it's very essential. I don't think we need to discuss, how important it is. I think we all know how important it is to connect with Baba and take power, because the situations of the world are just simply taking so much energy away from me. In fact, lately I've been sharing with the students that I've concluded that now, at the end of the Iron Age, it is the Raj, the rule of the vices. It is the Raj, the rule of the vices. And that's why sometimes it feels like, bad people get away with things that they shouldn't. Good people are there, good people are fighting for something, but bad people seem to get away with it. But that's because at the moment, it's the rule of the vice. It's the vice of ego, the vice of anger, the vice of lust, vice of greed, right? But we know that the souls that continue to make effort, our Raj is going to come later. We don't want to rule now. We don't want to rule the world now. We don't want to prove ourselves right now. No, we just continue to make our effort. So anyway, back to this point of connecting with Baba, because he's the highest vibrating frequency. And then we were having this discussion about talking to Baba in the subtle region. So many people get confused with this. They say, should we be invoking, like they were asking me, the Arab sisters were asking me, am I just connecting with Brahma Baba in the subtle region? And I said, no. It's understood that Shiv Baba is sitting in the body of Brahma, and I'm talking to both of them together. Just as when we see Avyak Bap Dada, what is happening? We see Dadi Gulzar, but we know that inside her is sitting Shiv Baba. And when we connect with this Shiv Baba, we go beyond the form. We don't see Dadi Gulzar, we know it's Baba. And so in the same way, when we see Brahma Baba in the subtle region, it's not just Brahma Baba. We know that they are working together. They are Bab Dada. So, well, again, go to subtle. If you can't go to soul world, go to the subtle region. Because in subtle region, how to put it, there is a feeling of something going on. See, in the soul world, there is just absolute stillness, absolute silence, nothing much happening. It's like the seed in its dormant stage. But in the subtle region, yeah, even today, Shashi Ben's Bog message, this was happening, that was happening. Baba showed us this. So there's things that are happening. Now, okay, I'm not a trance messenger. I don't see things like that. But definitely, every Thursday when we offer Bog, I get this feeling, this vision of there is an ocean of these Bog plates that have come Like the wave brings in the wave, the water wave. In the same way, it's like everybody from around the world has brought their bhog plate to Baba, and the Sato region is just full of these bhog plates. Now, that could be my imagination. I'm not saying I'm a trance messenger, but again, it's this feeling that you get of, Baba being the one that provides, Baba being the one that takes care, Baba being the one that supports. So at the end, we are always looking for an experience. When we go to the Sato region, we begin to feel subtle. That's the important thing. Because wherever you go, you are colored by that place. Like many people, like we all know when we travel, right? You go somewhere, like even here, for example, people come here, and when the brothers come, they buy this, what the fabric that the men wear, right? It's called a gatra. So if I take them to the market, they want this gatra with the black ring, but when are they going to wear it again? They aren't. But you get influenced by the country, right? So in the same way, when we are connecting with Baba in the Sato region, we get colored by the vibrations of the Sato region. And then we start to be subtle. Have you noticed, like, every time you come back out of meditation, that firstly, you don't want to speak, and then you want to speak softly, and you want to speak kindly, right? So, yeah, when we spend time with Baba up there, yeah, it's a very lovely feeling. Okay, let's talk about now spending time with Baba here. Okay. And lately, one of the things that I've been doing is I'm saying, let me just go and sit with Baba in Baba's room, as though Baba's room is simply a lounge, right? Like a sitting room. And just go and sit there, and don't try to make any effort to connect. Just try to sit and be, and just try to enjoy the vibration of Baba's room. Sometimes we go to Baba's room and we are trying so hard, like we are stressing out, trying to make that connection. But how about just going and sitting and just look at Baba, and then just see what is the feeling that comes up from inside. And when you start to make this kind of easy effort, really it feels so good. Because it's like, as Baba says, you don't have to make that much effort. Kam kharch bala nashi. Like, it's less expense, but more kind of grandeur. And not only that, but that's really what the soul wants to be, is at peace. Not in conflict, not in struggle, not in trying, not in laboring. As Baba also said today or yesterday, that where there is love, there is no labor. So yeah, let me go spend time. It's like, say, children with the parents. The parent just has to be around. You don't necessarily have to sit face to face and talk to each other, but just the presence. Yeah, Dadi Janki often used to say, like, just hazri bharna. Like, just be present. And so I'm saying to you, just be present in front of Baba. Just be present in Baba's room. And even if, say, for example, you're struggling at Amrit Vela, and you feel like, you can't connect, but just sit, just take in the vibration. And especially if other brothers and sisters are sitting, just, like, be that collective force. Come together to just simply add your vibration and just adding your presence. And then what will happen, you see, and this has happened to me many times, is that somewhere Baba will touch the intellect and we'll know what to do. Just Baba कहते हैं ना, प्रेरणा आएंगी. You'll be inspired. Let me do this, let me do that, let me create that, let me phone this one. But for this, the line of the intellect has to be clear. If the line of the intellect is busy, then how can Baba get through? I remember in the early days, in the 80s, Sudesh Didi used to say, this a lot, that because in those days we didn't have mobile phones. So Sudesh Didi used to say that if a thief wants to come and attack your house, then what's the first thing he will do? Is he will cut the phone line. So from outside, he will cut the phone line. And then he will come in. And so what this means is, first, if Maya wants to attack you, the first thing she will do is she will cut that connection with Baba. Maya will cut that connection with Baba. So then now you start doubting Baba. You start doubting his role. You start doubting his presence. You start doubting yourself. You think, well, why should Baba love me? And once I start to get into this, spiral of negative thinking, it just brings me down and down and down. So please, really try as much as possible to not think too much. This is also one of my latest realizations. Just don't think too much about anything, about anyone, and also anything. Like, even if a situation's not happening, say you're trying to sell your house, it's not happening. Don't think too much. Don't think, why am I not able to sell it? What's happening? Maybe this, maybe that. No. Or let's say, for example, somebody's not doing what you want them to do. Again, you start thinking about them. I wonder why not. I wonder what they're up to. I wonder what's their intention. No need. All this actually blocks my intellect. It consumes my intellect, where I'm losing power. And then when I want to connect with Baba, it's not possible because I'm just so caught up. First, I have to free myself from this web. I have to come out of it to then, find Baba in my life. So I always say, like, I shouldn't be too far from Baba. Right? It's like the children. The children cannot be too far from the mother, that the mother has to really go looking for them. So me too, I should just be 1 or 2 thoughts away from Baba. That's it. If I'm caught up in a bunch of other things, I'm not going to be able to connect. And then what will happen at the end? What will happen when I really need to connect with Baba? It'll be very difficult. It might be impossible. So this is why Baba says, like, it has to be effort over a long period of time. If I'm making that effort over a long period of time to connect, then at the end it becomes easy. And this is why really no one and nothing should cut that connection of ours with Baba. If anything, in fact, Sister Jayanti always used to say, because tomorrow you will be having the Murli on Karmatit stage, and we normally read that Murli on Friday. So we read it yesterday. And so Sister Jayanti once said that, bondage is that which doesn't allow you to do what you want when you want. And bondage is that which keeps you trapped mentally. So when I'm in bondage, it means I'm not free to do that which I want when I want. So if I'm in bondage and I cannot remember Baba, then whose fault is that? Is it Baba's fault? No, It's my fault. Yeah, there was a very nice quote I read many, many years ago. If you feel distant from God, then who did the moving? If you feel distant, right? Where is God? Like if you feel distant from God, then who moved away? Because God is in his place. God didn't move away from you. Baba didn't move away from us. It's we that moved away from Baba. And why did we move away from Baba? Is because of our attraction, our attachment to the physical world. We got so interested, like we got so interested in the physical world that we moved away from God. We thought this is much more important. This is much more precious. And that's where we lost our power. Because now we started giving importance and value and worth to this thing when it actually had to be Baba. So you see, by making these mistakes, we feel very bad inside. We feel the guilt. We lose our self-respect. And that is why Baba says, come back to your seat of self-respect. Come back to recognizing who you were. Imagine that, there is a child who forgot. Imagine the child forgot that his parents were like Raja, Maharaja. And one day somebody came and said, okay, like we have to put you back with your parents. These are not your family. We have to put you back with your real family. At first there will be shock, but then there will be relief. And that's what's happened to us. At first we are shocked that what is this knowledge? But then we realize that yes, Baba's creating a family and this is my real family. But the other thing that came up also yesterday, it'll come up for you tomorrow in the Murli. When Baba says, who has come to meet? Is it the ocean or the Ganges? So did the Ganges come to meet or did the ocean come? Now you see, who comes to meet? It's Baba that comes to meet us. So the one who is the furthest away is the one who comes to meet us. Think about it. So even say Sister Jayanti comes to Kuwait, and then Baba comes from the soul world. What will we say? It's Baba that has come to meet us. Because Sister Jayanti is local, even though it's like, 7-8 hour flight. But she's of this world. So Baba comes from so far away to meet us. And that's why Baba's surprised. Baba said, you cannot give up the world for me. Like you can't see what the world has to offer and what I have to offer. And also Baba says, right, often in the Murli that, you can't forget your old house. Like, for example, when you start building your new house, then you can start to forget your old house. And so we are going through this now, right? Because we are moving from this place to the other place. Now that we have another place, it's easy to forget this place. So when Baba talks about disinterest and detachment, then we've got to focus on the new world. We can't have detachment just from the head. Yeah, many times we practice disinterest, detachment by thinking about it, that, I should be detached. That's not real detachment. Real virag, real disinterest is when I genuinely feel from inside that that's it, kalas, I don't need that because I have something much greater. If you had a diamond necklace, Like, would you go for an artificial one? No, because you know that you have the real thing. So why you would go for the fake one? You see, this is the point. When we really realize that what Baba is giving us is the most valuable, the most precious, then it's so easy to give up the old world. But for this, as Baba says, he gives us a divine intellect. And it's through this divine intellect that we're able to recognize Baba. We're able to recognize Baba's role in our life. And then we're able to, carry that forward, carry, let's say, Baba's prerna, Baba's inspiration forward. So I think I have a few minutes. If you like, I can take one or two questions, or we can do a little meditation.
Sister, can you explain, especially for the brothers having a difficult time in experiencing relationship with Baba as the husband or Baba as the beloved? So,
Okay. So I don't think, as I said, I don't think it's about the literal technical relationship. I think it's about feeling the feelings. And so when we sit with Baba, it's not that the male has to experience the husband. It's like at the end of that meditation experience with Baba, I should feel the connection. I should feel the closeness of that connection. So, whichever relationship enables you to feel that closeness of connection, then stick to that relationship. But okay, to answer your question, it's because we think that we're a male that we find it difficult to connect with Baba as Baba the husband. But if I think I'm a soul, then the soul has all connections, all relationships. The soul doesn't have a gender. So this is another thing lately that I've been emphasizing to our class also, that we really need to practice soul consciousness more and more. And that's what I was trying to do at Amrit Vela, is just try and see yourself as a soul. Just try and see others as a soul. And actually, I was sharing during the week that, when we see somebody, do we see their skills or do we really see their virtue? So, for example, I might see someone and I say, oh, they're very good. But are they very good because, they do everything you ask them to do? Right? They're responsible and they're on time and they're punctual, and like all these are technical skills. But what is the virtue of the soul? So that's what I'm saying. When we are soul conscious, then really, for both females have to experience Baba in all relationships, and males have to experience Baba in all relationships. Because as I said earlier, I need to fill those sanskars in me. I have to travel with those sanskars in the soul. So that when I come into relationships in the rest of the cycle, I have all the sanskars. Like the male cannot think, I can't do this. I can't experience that. No. Then I will be what is it? Disabled, like not capable of experiencing all relationships in the cycle with others. So this is why it's important that we have to make that effort, but the key is through soul consciousness. I'm not a female and you're not a male. We are all souls. Yeah.
thank you, sister. Do you have a few minutes to take us into meditation? 5, 7 minutes.
Yeah, 5 minutes. Yeah.
Okay, okay. Thank you.
Okay, so just sit comfortably. So, first and foremost, let me experience myself as a soul seated in the center of the forehead. So, really feel yourself to be a soul that is a diamond seated in this body, which is just simply the case, the cover of the soul, the diamond. Every day, Baba increases our self-worth. And once again, Baba is reminding me of who I am. So I'd like you now to accept one point of Swaman, one point of self-respect, and just become stable in that one point. So it could be I'm a benefactor, I'm a world server, I'm an ancestor soul, I'm a master almighty authority, just take one point that you like and just become stable in that one point. And now with that Swaman, I fly upwards to Baba. And I arrive at the subtle region. And there waiting for me is Bap Dada. I see Bap Dada in a very large, subtle form, in a body of light. And I'm seated there in front of Bap Dada. And as I begin to take drishti from Bap Dada, my light, the light in my subtle body, begins to increase. It's as if Baba is filling the soul with his powers, his DNA. And all I need to do is be absolutely still. Just make my intellect still, quiet. Just to sit with this one thought of Baba and I. All that is important right now is I am sitting with Baba. And Baba is giving me that attention. And in this form, in this subtle form, there is the experience of all relationships together. It's like if you have a mother, the mother is your friend, the mother is your guide.